Hello Malweni and welcome back to Pandora's Books with me, Usinde Kamandoi. Today's video again is specially made for grade 12 learners. I know because of this lockdown they are under a lot of stress. Teachers are trying their best to meet them halfway by creating group chats and also providing previous question papers for them to practice. And I salute our teachers for doing that, for going an extra mile for our learners. It shows that by Katelele Imfundo Yetu, and it also shows that and we are truly grateful for that. I have also decided to lend a hand to assist where I can. So since we all know that I love reading, especially African authors, I have decided to read My Children, My Africa, a book that is part of the grade 12 syllabus of 2020, a book by Ethel Fugard. I've decided to read this book and answer a few questions to assist grade 12 learners. These answers are merely just a guide because I am not a qualified teacher and I also do not have a memo. So these answers are merely a guide for them. My cousin who is doing grade 12 was kind enough to provide me with some question papers as well as a few summaries of some scenes in the book. So singayanga kuteke, let us dive in. I'm going to start by reading a short summary of Act 1, Scene 1, and after that we're gonna go through the questions as well as go through my answers. So Act 1, Scene 1 goes like this.
The first bullet, there is an inter-school debate in number 1 classroom at Zolile High. Second bullet, Mr. M rings the school bell and calls for order. Third bullet, Mr. M reads out the definition of a debate from his dictionary. Fourth bullet, Tamim Bikwana sums up his argument. Fifth bullet, Tam is followed by Isabel Dyson from Kamdubu Girls High. Sixth bullet, Isabel wins the debate with 24 votes to 17. Seventh bullet, Mr. M says he is proud of the audience for listening intelligently. Eighth bullet, Isabel and Tammy exchange information about their family backgrounds. Ninth bullet, Tammy makes it clear that Mr. M
does not rule his life. So that is the summary of Act 1, Scene 1. There's a few questions.
The summary had 10 questions, and from those 10 questions, I answered 4 questions, and those 4 questions were questions that were frequently asked in most of the previous question papers. So from Act 1, Scene 1, I chose question number 1, question number 4, and 5.1 as well as 5.2. And here are the answers for Act 1, Scene 1.
Let's move forward, get to Act 1, Scene 2.
Summary of Act 1, Scene 2. Bullet number 1. Isabel describes the Brackwater location, which is an eyesore compared to the pretty town of Kamdubu. Bullet number 2. She struggles to imagine what it would be like to live in such poverty. Bullet number 3. Isabel explains how she and 2 of her classmates were invited to Zolile High for an inter-school debate. Bullet number 4. Isabel describes the bare and depressing number 1 classroom. Bullet number 5. Isabel discovers that the learners there are judging her on the basis of total equality. They are not grateful to her for coming to their school. And the last bullet, Isabel's past contacts with black people have been with servants and employees. Now she has discovered a whole new world. She finds this confusing but realizes she would like more contact with this world. Here are the questions for Act 1, Scene 2. In this summary, I chose question number 1, question number 7, as well as question number 8. The answers will follow up.
Masiyeke kwi last scene to our scene number 3, act 1, scene number 3.
And the summary, our last summary of scene 3 goes like this. The first bullet, Mr. M welcomes Isabel to his extended family. Bullet number 2, Isabel tells him that she would welcome a return visit to his school. The third bullet, Mr. M has arranged for Isabel and Tammy to compete as a team in an inter-school literary quiz at the Grahamstown Schools Festival. Bullet number 4, Mr. M will be their coach. He says he will order Tammy to take part. Bullet number 5, Mr. M says respect for authority is an important part of African culture. And the last bullet, Mr. M is determined to get a full university scholarship for Tammy. The questions and answers will follow up. For our last scene, I chose question 1, question 4.1, as well as question 4.3.
Please bear in mind, these answers are just a mere guide. After lockdown, ungabhali test and then ubhale answers and then come back here and say, Sineka, I was wrong. Remember, I am not a qualified teacher and I also do not have a memo. These were just the answers I came up with after I read this book. So please, if you are watching this video and you are not a creative learner, please, if you have a creative learner in your area, try by all means to assist any creative learner who might need assistance, because I believe we all have something of value to give during this pandemic, during those tough times of lockdown in South Africa. And since Dr. Kano was in the center of me reading this book and answering these questions for the learners, I have a beautiful quote by him. I know you might be bored by my quotes, but I love quotes. I like quoting people. So this quote is part of an interview that he once did for GQ magazine. It's actually a long, insightful answer, but I'm gonna skip right to the part that I love more than anything. And it goes like this. Young people need to know that we are all living in the same era, same time. I'm not the former generation or the past. They're not the next generation. We are alive together at the same time. What more can I say after that? Look at him. This is the man. This is him. Can you see him properly? Yeah, that's it. That's it. After that, there's nothing more I can say. Be safe, be kind, spread love. Bye bye. Peace be still.
Dolly, see,